Hey guys, what's going on? Back with another zombies video. It's gonna sort of be two videos in one. The first part really quickly being to commemorate or say thank you to everyone that watched the Maschine reveal trailer. It just recently passed 6 million views in a little bit over a month, maybe like a month and a half or so. It's definitely on its way to breaking Transit's record, and I mentioned that before. In the first video I made when it hit 5 million. I figure it was going to be something that I wanted to do every million or so views it gets. Hopefully it'll be on its way to surpassing Transit as the most viewed video on YouTube, which it really doesn't matter for anything unless YouTube gives out awards or something like that. But otherwise it's just kind of like a fun little track that I'm gonna do, is just track it, see how it does along the way. And like I said again, it's only been like a month and a half and it's already at 6 million views. So I wanted to kind of just say, mention that real quickly. And you know, I usually don't make zombies video or commentary videos, usually just gameplay or stream, or when I solve Easter eggs. But I want to kind of get into the habit of doing more zombie stuff, kind of maybe discuss stuff that maybe the rest of the zombies community doesn't know about. But that's the first part. You know, again, 6 million views is nothing to, you know, be ashamed of. Let's say it's actually doing really well. And in the first video I did for the 5 million, I did mention really quickly, like, the best thing for Treyarch Call of Duty to do is not to listen to trolls, and I'm not going to dive into that in this video because I spoke about that for a long time in the first video. Because imagine if they didn't listen. Imagine all the negativity and toxic that would be around if they didn't decide to do what they did for this game. Imagine they mentioned it to the Call of Duty communities before, that they're gonna add all these mechanics to it and stuff like that. People probably freak out and just make it very negative. Anyways, so on to what I want to do is just kind of give my thoughts on the map itself and the mechanics. And so the first thing first, I know pretty much they're starting with a new story, kind of repeating itself. I know we're not doing really, I believe we're not really doing cycles, but we are back at pretty much Nocturne on Totem where zombies started. And I always consider that as Jesse's map, kind of like its own little world. But it's cool to kind of see it get the gets the popularity, because it was always considered, even by him, as just a prototype map. It wasn't really going to be part of the story. It was just something that they obviously threw together from multiplayer maps and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool to see it actually have a life of its own, which is again pretty awesome. And I guess I'm just gonna go with the gameplay. Has nothing to do with the commentary. It's just random lobbies that I play in it and stuff like that. The layout is pretty easy and done really nicely. I love the airplane wing. Obviously, that's something that most people should use. You can it's funny too, you can see how people are in, or I don't want to use the word new, but how new they are to zombies, where if you're on the airplane wing getting kills, I know this kind of is a newbie thing to do in itself, but you do get people who wander off, and you kind of have to, you can't help think about a real zombie apocalypse. Like, who would wander off by themselves and be the first one to get eaten? Because every time I'm on the airplane wing, somebody goes down at spawn, or the inexperience of people going to pack a punch in mid-round or early round, and then they get downed, and then it's like, do you really want to go try and revive them and risk yourself going down? Unless you have your specialty and everything ranked up, then it shouldn't be so bad. So that's something also I thought about doing, is maybe doing kind of like a beginner's guide, because there are a lot of new people or just really bad players that they go down to pack a punch by themselves. And you saw it also in Black Ops 4 with 9 Chaos map, people that would go to pack a punch underground by themselves mid-round, or just wander off by themselves. Like maybe they should go in like party chat or game chat and ask it like, hey, can somebody come with me to grab you know electric cherry or something like that, or I want to say double tap, but or speed cola or something like that. And I know it's not speed cola, I know it's not electric cherry, but I'm just using it as a general term because I know people swear that they're experts on zombies and they want to correct you with the most unimportant fact. So and that's the other thing too. Just going forward, pretty much that I know what I'm talking about. I know like I use general terms, and then people take it too literal. Like I really think that there is electric cherry in the chaos mode, which is not obviously, but or whatever they called it, I forget. Uh, but the map layout kind of shows and exposes people who are new to zombies, which is pretty cool in a way that we have a lot of new people playing it. So I guess that's the first thing I wanted to talk about is the map layout. It's pretty wide open, which is nice. You get maybe one, two, three, like 4 or 5 different spots you can train zombies. Obviously, underground is the most dangerous, but it has its own little track, I guess you can call it. It reminds me about when I go to the YMCA. They have a track above the basketball courts or above the gymnasium. It kind of reminded me about that, to be honest. Almost like a track around the Pack-a-Punch, and you can kind of pretty much move around and maneuver and train. So the layout is really easy and really, really, really nice. So that's the first thing, again, like I want to just kind of point out. I don't know if I'm going to go into maybe zombies lore. I'm just going to go maybe just the map layout or the map, how it's made. So the first thing, that was the map. The weapons, they're all pretty cool, and the mechanic of upgrading them. And you don't have to go crazy too. It's not like, it's funny, I just recently watched a video of Advanced Warfare, how you had to upgrade the guns like 15 times. I'm hoping, and first I'm glad they didn't do it like that. I'm hoping they keep it like that you don't have to upgrade like 15 different times. Unless the guns get really, really strong. But the amount of money, just you're really spending, what is it, 5, 20, 50,000 points or essence just to get to level 3, and that's pretty tough as it is. Depending who you're playing with, and most of the times I'm playing public lobby. And the funny part is I play in public lobby just because it adds a difficulty level to it. I know I'm not always the best in the public lobby, but it also adds that third and fourth dimension, or whatever you want to call it, of knowing what your teammates are doing, if they're going to go down. And you kind of watch them play. It's almost like being a coach, or like the 5-star athlete on a basketball court, where you're watching your other teammates, you're seeing how they're playing and seeing what they're capable of doing, and you have to kind of change your style by that. Kind of like if you see your teammates are not making 3-point shots or something like that, or getting the ball stolen from them, you have to kind of change your game. You don't want to necessarily give your teammates the ball all the time, or if they're open on a 3-point shot, you tell them, hey, maybe you should move in a couple feet. So it adds that other dimension of gameplay. I think I would get way too bored if I did solos, or even if I played with people that are really, really good. I think playing with newer people or less experienced zombie players, it makes it so much better in a way. Unless they're terrible, I mean, like really, really bad, like really don't know what they're doing. Actually, I don't even know how you could be terrible in zombies, to be honest, because you literally just have to kill zombies. So I think it's pretty cool to play in public lobbies for that reason. I think obviously I would get too bored in solos. So that's pretty nice. Again, the airplane wing is where I hang out most of the time. And then I see people go by themselves and get downed easily. What I was gonna say? Oh, the Easter eggs are done really pretty easy to, and pretty reasonable. And I think that's the thing too. I think before it was driven too much by Easter eggs, and and not so much gameplay. I'm trying to think what other maps I really liked. I think Go Around Kroby for some reason is one of the maps I really liked. Obviously Transit and Bus Depot. I always liked doing that too, so I'm glad they did this style. Because it is very reminiscent of Black Ops 2. I know people wanted a Black Ops 2 Transit Return, but and it's funny, I don't want to dive too much into that, but it just amazes me how Jimmy was right about a lot of things. If you watch a lot of videos and stuff like that, Jimmy really said that, or well, I don't know if it was Jimmy himself, but during Black Ops 2, they said people just want to go in and play zombies. They don't want to necessarily do 50-step Easter eggs and stuff like that. So this reminds me about Town. It's almost like the new version of Town, Bus Depot. I don't think Buried really had not a standalone, but a survival type mode. And they were supposed to do more of that in Black Ops 2. I'm thinking we end up going down because you always get stuck and pinned. But the fact that you can do really easy Easter egg stats, but at the same time do survival. I think with me, if I really try in a good public lobby, I'm averaging about mid-round 30s before it gets really crazy and people start going down and stuff like that. And most of the time I'm like testing out new stuff, but I'm pretty much ranked up now. I know it's been like a week actually to get everything ranked. Well, that's the other thing too. You think about it. It's been a week. Most people, if you're pretty good at it, you're max ranked on all your skills and perks and ammo and mods and stuff like that. But I think I'll do a second or kind of a third video about the lore behind it. But for now, I just want to kind of give my thoughts. So I already covered the map layout. The map layout's great. I guess the weapons, I just kind of spoke about how the upgrades are reasonable. You can probably much get all your perks and Pack-a-Punch and everything for about maybe 100,000 points. So I ended up in the weapons. Like if you can get the one, most people in a public lobby don't know how to unlock the free the weapon. If you do that on your own, you're pretty much gonna help your team out tremendously, and you're gonna end up going probably to around 30, 40, like I said. Again, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid, but I do want to kind of talk about what all this means as far as like who's controlling the zombies and Requiem and stuff like that, and if Samantha's still telling a story and stuff like that. And I'm gonna wonder if they're gonna really balance it out or patch stuff, because right now we only have 6 perks and they're pretty much basic perks, nothing game changing. But what happens when they start adding all the other perks? How overpowering it's gonna be, or maybe they will end up limiting you. I think they said they won't ever limit you. But what happens when we start getting all those other perks that maybe we had? Unless they just kind of make it into the field upgrades. I guess we probably won't have a lot of perks, because a lot of them are kind of just the field upgrades now, and ammo mods, I think. So I guess overall, let me just sum it up real quick before I end up going on too long about pretty much nothing. So everything is pretty entry level, nothing too crazy difficult. I haven't done the full Easter egg step, but you can really literally get the Easter egg done. It looks like maybe like 30 minutes the most. And the sooner you do it, the better, I guess, because the zombies don't get as hard to kill. But the whole 80s graffiti thing is pretty cool. I have been looking at some backstory stuff, again, that I'm not going to talk about now, but I do want to end up talking about the lore, maybe what stuff means, secret hidden meanings. Most of my stuff I end up just tweeting about on Twitter. I don't make full videos on too much stuff. But it's kind of cool to see everything come to life. And like again, I said, I'm really happy that the devs and Treyarch end up listening to the positive people in the zombies community that wanted to actually succeed. It's sad that like zombie YouTubers, their channels can't survive without negativity. Like they literally can't make content. Their only content is being negative. It's so sad, in a way, that like they're probably so mad that they would literally probably make a YouTube video about them being sad and angry that the game is being successful. Like I could literally see them doing that, making a video saying top 10 reasons why I hate that zombies is not successful. You know, they don't have anything to hate or diss on. Oh, the other thing I do want to talk about really quickly, and then I'm gonna end it, is the Easter egg. I love that we don't have too much information, and again, I hate to use the comparison because I know the negative people and the trolls are gonna just troll. That's what made Fortnite successful. It gave you a little bit of a story every couple of weeks or season. I think I ended up dying just because my teammates were already dead. But anyways, I hope that they kind of like force feed us a little bit of storyline stuff, a little bit at a time. I know, is that an oxymoron? But a little bit at a time, rather than having everything given us all in one shot, and then people maybe going back to multiplayer or going back to the old maps. I think a little bit at a time will always have people coming back. But anyways, I think I'm going to end it here. I talked about a couple things. I just want to give you my first initial thoughts. I'll probably do follow-up on the storyline and more stuff as it develops. I know they did patch a little bit last night and new stuff came out. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.